What's up, everybody? On today's video, don't let these idiots raise your children. Man, it's the start of school. Kids are going back to school, and the first day of back to school, or the second day in Fort Myers, some 17-year-old kid brought something to school he wasn't supposed to, and that is the start of the year for Lee County, Florida. All the parents are worried. Talked to a lot of parents. They're definitely worried that that's how the school year starts. And then there was actually people on social media defending the kids' right to have that in school. And they're arguing on the internet, telling y'all, you kids should be able to have it. When we were kids, we had it, and blah, blah, blah. Here's what they don't know. One, the kid was a minor. Two, it was stolen from a home in Lehigh Acres. But people are so blinded by the stupidity of their own beliefs that they don't even look at the whole story before they start talking. They start opening their mouth. There was already a bunch of people trying to, I guess they were going to, I don't know what they were going to do, because they said the kid should have the right to do that. He should be able to bring that to school and have it in his car. What they don't know is that it was stolen. So they were going to get ready to go and defend this kid. And until they realized that the rest of the police report came out and it was stolen from a home in Lehigh, from a home invasion. Unbelievable, you know. Then the second day, there's helicopters flying, or third or fourth day of school, helicopters flying all through this place. I don't remember what it was. I think somebody escaped or something. And when the parents went to drop off their kids, they told them they have to leave the school, because they were looking for somebody who was hiding within the vicinity of the school. That is the start of the year for school in Lee County, Florida. But wait, there's more. In the next county over, Port Charlotte, a teacher was hiding, a female teacher was hiding a child that was missing. That is the start of the school year in here in Southwest Florida. This is only the beginning of this year. I think children are a beautiful thing. It's almost instinctive in humans to want to do that, have kids and have a family. But let me tell you, I wouldn't want to have kids in this world. I wouldn't want to have kids in this world right now. And if you do have kids, you need a homeschool. Now, my family and a lot of my friends have found a way to homeschool, and they're by no means wealthy. They're normal working class people who've decided the husband's going to go out there and work double so the wife can stay home and she can homeschool the kids, because you don't want these people to raise your children. It's not that these people are bad. When I look at the faces of the teachers out here, they look like good, hardworking people that love their jobs and understand the responsibility of what they're doing, and the vast majority of the people in the school system are doing the best they can with the best intentions. But every single year here in Southwest Florida, more than anywhere else in the country, I think, you hear stories back to back about coaches, teachers, and the endless list of situations that unfold. Every year. The year that I went to high school, the year after that, the year after that. If you look at Gulf Coast High School, I think they've had 3 or 4 different years where they've had to fire the coaches. It's crazy. Crap, when I was in middle school too. So, do you really want to put your kids out there and into this world? You gotta homeschool them, and it's not easy. But let me tell you, by the time you drop them off in the morning, pick them up in the afternoon, register them in school, blah, 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 you might as well just make sure one of the parents is home and homeschool them. And if I had kids, I'd figure out a way to homeschool them no matter what. And now in Florida, it's even worse, because now these people over here are trying to teach your kids this, And these people over here are trying to teach them the opposite. So now when your kids go to school, it's like a battle of which one of these groups of people is going to influence the mind of your children. It's horrendous. It's horrendous. I mean, the school system should be teaching the kids how to read, how to write, how to count, a little bit of science, a little bit of history, and that's it. But that's not what they're trying to teach them. So they're trying to infuse their ideology into your children. And now, in Florida, it's worse than ever. So, instead of being worried about teaching your kids how to read and count, they're trying to infuse their ideologies into your children. So now when you drop your kids off at school, you're not dropping your kids off at school to learn how to read and write. You're dropping your kids off of school so that they can infuse them with their ideologies. And it's a shame, it's an embarrassment that everything's been politicized. If you drive a Toyota, well, then you're this way. If you drive a truck, it's a big gas hogger, then, it means that we're at the point where the car you drive says something about your beliefs. The brand of clothes you wear says something about your beliefs. Now you can't, how you dress, what brand of car you buy, everything is just contaminated with a message. And you really got to think really hard before you, if I had kids, I wouldn't let these school systems touch them. They didn't do much to me. Beyond teaching them how to read and write, they don't do anything else. And you can probably read and write by the third. I don't know if you know this. By the fourth or fifth grade, by the fourth grade, I could read and write in Spanish and English. So I don't. Beyond that, I don't know what they taught me beyond that. I mean, other than getting them adapted to the system of being enslaved to the system. All they do is just accustom children to pretty much being part of the rat race and waking up early and being somewhere 5 days a week. It's pretty much just conditioning them from the time they're 5 years old to be a slave to the system. I don't think they did. I don't really see the value of the school system, other than it being a tool to kind of program children to be whatever the crap they want the children to be. I don't know. But as far as like education's sake, like I said in another video, from the time you're in elementary school, you got elementary, then middle, then high, then college. You got somebody that's 26 years old, and all they've done is go to schools and read books, and that costs teachers, it costs resources to the community, landscape, real estate, all that goes into this process of educating people. And now you have a 26-year-old person who hasn't given anything to society. Society's giving them security, society's giving them education, society's giving them housing, even loans so that they can buy cars to get to those schools when they're older. And now you have a 26-year-old kid, because they're still not an adult, with a piece of paper that says they went to school, saying, I want loan forgiveness. Because even after 26 years of society, 26 years of being a burden to society, now you feel too that society also owns you, not having to pay back the few things they made you pay for. It's just ridiculous. I love children. I love the idea of raising the next generation, but I wouldn't want to be raising the next generation in this world that we're living in today, where when you send your kids off to school, they're not worried about teaching them how to read and write. They're teaching them about whatever the crap they want. And it's kind of disappointing that it's that way. But if you're a parent, you really need to think about homeschooling. 10, 12 years old, they're already burning stuff, and they're already experimenting with stuff. And then you have parents that just think that they can just give their kids a Nintendo, an ATV, an Xbox, a big screen TV, and that those things are going to raise their kids. That they don't have to be parents. They just buy their kids $20,000 in toys and say, here, let MTV raise you, let YouTube raise you. And it's just crazy what kids are getting into as well. They think all they're being fed now is this YouTuber, this other websites where they can go on there and make thousands of dollars on the internet, and by pretty much showing who they are as a person, and making these huge lumps of money, defiling themselves, and they're doing it. These kids are they're not looking for a career. They're not looking for how they can earn an honest living. They're looking at how they can defile themselves and make a few $1,000s here and there, and then it's just I don't even know a word to describe how complicated the world we're living in is now, and how I wouldn't want to have kids in this world. It's a hard time to be a parent, I don't have kids, but when I'm in a car, you see people driving aggressively, and when you have somebody in the back seat that is defenseless, and you're in traffic, and I'm in a little car right now, and this guy in an F-350 is trying to run you off the road, you start to wonder, man, how can I? You're out there, and if you don't have kids, you don't even think about it. But believe me, getting road rage feels a lot different when there's somebody in that back seat. But we all have to go out there and try to make the best out of our families. And my personal opinion is that if I found myself with children, I would want to homeschool them. I wouldn't let these school systems touch or corrupt my children, because it doesn't seem like the goal of schools is no longer to teach them what they need to survive, but it's more to just it's crazy. And I really I would definitely say, if you're a parent, you need to start making, either way, you're gonna have to go pick them up, you're gonna have to drop them off, pick them up. Either way, you're gonna have to spend so much time. You can't even let your kids walk to school anymore. You got to go pick them up. We rode the bus when we were little. Crap, I was in Louisville, Kentucky. I used to have to ride 2 buses. Get on one bus, take you somewhere, and the other bus would take you to the other place. I used to have to ride 2 school buses to get to school at 6 years old. In a country I didn't know, with a language I didn't understand, getting on 2 buses to hop on a school that was 30 miles across town. And now you can't even let your kids ride the school bus if it's within the same neighborhood. Parents have to go pick up their kids. They don't trust putting them on the school bus. You're already, and a lot of, I'm not a parent, but a lot of parenting, from what I see from other people, it's like you do stuff and you say, oh, this isn't bad, it helps me, and blah, blah, blah. But then you hide it from your kids, or you say, I wouldn't want my kids to do it. So it's not good if you wouldn't want your kids to do it. You're lying to yourself. You're not lying to me, because I can see right through that. But it's like when just a large percentage of people are numbed out in our society today, and then on top of that, they're trying to raise children. They're trying to, because they can't even do that right, because they're so contaminated that they can't even raise their own kids. It's embarrassing. It really is. It is definitely a sad state we're in, and I wouldn't want to be a parent. If you're a parent, my advice is do it yourself. And I think it should be the point where you should get you should get incentives for raising your own kids, for homeschooling your kids. But then again, and the parents' lives are just a mess. How do they raise a kid too? It's crazy out there. It really is. Check it out.